If you do not specify it, you are guaranteed to intensify it. That can take you places that you probably never dreamed of. There's no such thing as a fear of public speaking. Occasion where we disagree, it doesn't dissolve into violence and aggressive debate.
Thank you so much for the last 2 episodes, love, care, and encouragement provided. I am so excited. This is the third and the final episode of Inspirational Interview with Aaron W. Beverly, the World Champion of Public Speaking 2019. In this video, he talks about why you should talk on taboo subjects like sex, caste, religion in Toastmasters, and he also gives some tips for the young folks out there. Please write your learnings in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So without wasting your time, over to the third part of the interview. A little bit serious, and this comes from one of the posts that I saw. I'm following you, of course, on Instagram, and I see there is a lot of misconception about things like you can't talk in Toastmasters about caste, sex, religions, and this is one thing that I really pisses me off too. If I say that there's nothing written that you can't talk about these things, but I see a lot of clubs that they say, okay, you can't talk about religion, you can't talk about sex or anything like that. What is your opinion on that?
And you are talking about taboos. So people say that you shouldn't talk about sex, politics, or religion. I say that you do need to learn how to talk about those subjects, because if you don't learn how to talk about those subjects, when the opportunity comes to talk about them, you're not going to be able to talk about them in a constructive way that will not alienate people.
Right.
I believe that we need to learn how to talk about taboos tactfully, tastefully, so that when we have an occasion where we disagree, it doesn't dissolve into violence and aggressive debate.
Right.
So you're not going to get anywhere if you're just arguing with people about a topic or some political view or some religious view. You're not going to make any progress there. You will have to learn how to talk about it tactfully and tastefully. One of the best things that you can do is to listen to another person's point of view. Even if you don't agree with it, just listen. Don't reply, listen. One of the hardest things for me to do living in the United States, I'm just using the United States as an example here, but I took a month off of all social media. So I went dark on social media for about a month. And I decided that I was going to use that time to just take in all of the information that was being put out there on both sides. So you have a far left side, you have a far right side. I'm just trying to understand everybody, to try to come to my own conclusion and make my own opinion.
Right.
Doing that, I had to look at sources that I naturally did not agree with. And it took every bit of my power to not just rage quit and turn off the channel that I was watching. But when I did that, I was able to at least understand for some things where they were coming from. And it also helped me see that there were problems that other people were facing on their side that made me stop and think, you know what, I never thought about it like that. So I'm actually going to change the way that I approach people who think like that in the future, because I don't want to be disrespectful and short-minded to them. So that wouldn't have happened had I just decided not to listen to them at all, had I just decided to just yell at my TV screen or yell at my radio that, oh no, they're wrong, and that's the end of it. I had to learn how to listen without the intent to respond to them. So that's what I would suggest. That's the best thing that you can do to learn how to speak about taboos tactfully. Listen first and understand. And then when you understand, then state facts. Don't talk about your opinions that came from a third-party source that didn't come from a credible news source. Don't talk about your conspiracy theories. Talk about things that are 100% fact, that we can go out, we can verify it. So we can verify that a certain policy exists. We can verify that a person said this on video and that the context wasn't taken out of the content wasn't taken out of context.
Right.
So this is what you need to do. So base your arguments or base your points on the facts. And then you can use those facts to express your opinion and not say that your opinion is right or wrong, but it's just the way that you feel. You feel this way because of these facts. So that would be my approach to talking about taboos in a tasteful and tactful manner.
Thank you, Aaron. I think two words I noticed in your response and that really struck me. One is respect, another is listening. I think if we focus on these two words, I think the word would be a beautiful word out there. If we just listen, most of the times we hear because we want to counter someone. We want to give a response even before the person finishes or we understand the context. And then, if we are respectful to each other, maybe we'll change our response tactfully. Thank you so much. So I am cognizant of the fact that you do not have all the time as much as I want to keep talking to you. So I'm going to come towards my last question and I'll let you go. And my last question is that if Aaron wants to give any tips for any young professional or any people who are going through schools, what would be the top 2 to 3 advices that you want to give them that will help them prosper in their career and life and otherwise?
Yeah, absolutely. One is don't just concentrate on academics. So if you are in school or you've just graduated and you're thinking about going back, don't just concentrate on your academics. You need to be more balanced. I was always a pretty good student, but it's because of my ability to stand out with public speaking that I have had the most success. So your academics are great, but the extracurriculars, and especially the productive extracurriculars, so it's not just the playing sports unless you're really good and you can be a professional at sports, but you want to join your debate team or you want to join your chess club. So anything where you can find some way to be a master of that craft, you want to utilize that as much as your academics, because that can take you places that you probably never dreamed of. I know one person, he's really good at speed cubing. And that's something that he used to get a certain amount of success. So that's just something that he could master, and he just decided to go on that. It can be something that you are completely interested in that you think that, but nobody else is going to be. You'll be surprised. So just find something that you're passionate about, something extracurricular that you can just sit down and master on top of your academics. Now, something else that I would advise people to do is just start speaking. Public speaking, I think, is something that everybody needs to learn how to do. You don't have to become a master of it. You don't need to be the world champion of public speaking, but you should learn how to effectively communicate your thoughts to other people and express yourself to other people. We are living in a world now where technology is dominating our lives. And as technology dominates more of our lives, it's going to be more comfortable to use technology to communicate. So we have texting, we have all of these online platforms that we try to engage each other with, but personal communication, one-to-one interaction with another human being, that's not going to go away as long as we have human beings in the world.
Right.
So learning how to effectively communicate is going to take you a very long way. And I know from experience when I say that. The last thing that I will say is that you're going to come across a time when you are fearful of something. You're going to not want to do something because you feel that you're going to fail. You'll feel that you're going to embarrass yourself. When you come across those moments, sit down and think about exactly what it is that is limiting you. So if you are a person who's afraid of public speaking, sit down and think, why are you afraid of public speaking? What is it about public speaking that is making you afraid? Right. I'm a person who believes that there is no such thing as a fear of public speaking. What you fear are aspects of public speaking. Mm-hmm. And you may not fear the same aspects of public speaking as another person. Right. You may not be afraid of speaking in front of a large crowd, but you're more afraid and conscious of the fact that you speak English as a second language. So you're afraid that you're going to say something wrong. Mm-hmm. Or you may be a person who is definitely afraid of speaking in front of a large crowd. But if it's just a small group of 5 people, then you know that you're fine. Yep. Specify this as much as you possibly can, because if you do not specify your fear, if you do not specify whatever your limitation may be, may not just be fear, but if you do not specify it, you are guaranteed to intensify it. Wow. So make sure that you specify what the limitation is, then you take specific action on that limitation. That's how I grew as a speaker. I knew that I was afraid of public speaking. I figured out that I was afraid of forgetting what I wanted to say and embarrassing myself. So I took action. I joined Toastmasters. I actually practiced my presentations. I figured out a way for me to practice it better. Then the rest is history. So specify, then take specific action.
Thank you, Aaron. That was beautiful. And I love the quote that you put, specify, else it will intensify. Wow, that's powerful. So if somebody wants to reach out to you, Aaron, for any speaking gigs or any other appointments, what is the best way for them to reach out to you?
Yeah, well, I can be found on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube, all under Aaron W. Beverly. That's the easiest way that you can find me online. If you want to talk with me directly, you can start by going to aaronwbeverly.com, and you can put in an inquiry if you want some speech coaching or if you want to talk to me about an engagement, or you can just reach out to me at aaron@speakandbu.com. So that's Aaron, Aaron, at speak, SPEAKANDYOU.com.
Thank you so much, Aaron. And I will be posting all this information on the YouTube description. So look down below and you'll find all the information. Thank you so much. I can't be thankful enough. I never thought I'll get a response when I DM'd you on Instagram. I thought, he's got thousands of fans. Why would he bother? So that was so great for you to respond and coming to this interview. I'm really, really grateful. I wish you all the best for your career and future. And I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing more of Aaron in future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.